This podcast may contain graphic and/or explicit content that may not be suitable for some listeners, especially kids like me. Listener discretion is advised.
You're listening to the Real Life Podcast, brought to you by the Thin Blue Line for Women. In this podcast, we open up and talk about real life issues as they relate to first responders. It's raw, it's real, and it's about time. I'm Tamara, your host. Thanks for joining me. Are you interested in CSI or forensics? The Forensic Science Academy program has been recognized as the premier training program completely dedicated to students who are launching their forensic career. The Academy offers specialized hands-on training modules in basic and advanced crime scene investigation, forensic photography, fingerprint identification and classification, crime scene management, and coroner investigations. Instruction is offered in the form of weekend workshops, online courses, webinars, and seminars. Training at the Academy of Forensic Science will give students the competitive edge employers and agencies are looking for when hiring. Past graduates are now working as crime scene investigators, private investigators, forensic pathologists, coroner investigators, forensic nurses, forensic accountants, and even criminalists. The courses are taught by forensic professionals who are experts in the field and hold membership in the International Association for Identification and other professional forensic organizations. For more information, visit forensicscienceacademy.org. Again, that's forensicscienceacademy.org. Don't forget, you can listen to the Real Life Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Casts, and on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. I've got a few shout outs here. Just some people that I want to say thank you to for constantly sharing things on Twitter that I post and sharing the podcast especially. So here we go. Cami, I have your 6. Johnny Socks, Jill Bemmy, H. Clary, Detective Blue Line, Ann Wedig, Benjamin Tyler Smith, Brad Pridgeon, Alma with the yellow flower in her hair, Susan in Seattle, Lee Roberts, Susan Nealand, Pat Yon, Janet Roberts, and the 9 p.m. routine. Again, I just want to thank you all for sharing all of my things on Twitter and Facebook, and for liking them on Instagram, and just for being great followers. And this podcast is really important to me. Not doing it for money, just doing it for fun in my retirement. And I love having the guests on, and I love hearing from you all that you do like the show and that you do like the episodes. So I really appreciate all of you. Thank you. Thank you. We're back for a second interview with Greg, the Broken Medic. Now, Greg, the first time I interviewed you back in season 1, episode 6, you walked us through your training as an EMT officer and a volunteer fireman. We talked about the loss of your sister to a car accident when you were only 10 years old. You told us about losing your 20-year-old son in a car accident when he was on his motorcycle. And you also told us your story of how you were hurt on the job, which ultimately ended your career. Now, I don't know about you, but I received several messages after your episode aired about what a great man you are and what a great interview it was. And a lot of people said how brave you were for telling your story. And I thought it would be nice to have a second interview with you. So, Greg, the Broken Medic, welcome back to another episode of the Real Life Podcast, and thank you so much for joining me again.
Thank you very much for having me.
Of course. So, at the end of our last episode, you talked about how you like to stay busy. So, fill us in and tell us about the progress of your gun shop that you are opening.
Everything's going good. It would have been really good if we had tried to open 2 months earlier than we did, because this whole COVID-19 has basically shut everything down. So we're waiting for our governmental paperwork to come in so we can start ordering our inventory to actually open the doors. So we've basically built it out as much as we could and done as much as we can. And we're just waiting for the craziness to end so we can actually get things on the walls and start. We're excited about it.
So you mean like the electricity's hooked up, the plumbing's hooked up, like everything is finished construction wise, but you just can't order product?
That is exactly it. We have we've been paying our rent, we've been paying electricity, we've been paying for water. We've painted, we've put all the pegboard on the walls. We have merchandise as far as stickers, hats, our branding. We've got everything done. We've got all of our tools and equipment in the rear. We already have one of the 2 massive safes installed. We have to wait for our federal firearms license to come in. And once we physically have that in hand, we can actually order our product.
But that license is something that you would get online anyway, right?
No.
I mean, you don't have to go in person anywhere. Oh, you have to go in person and apply for that?
No, you can apply online. Well, you do apply online. Then, of course, you pay them their fee. They take that money and they run and cash it, of course. And then you have to wait for the ATF agent to actually come and inspect your establishment, your business. He comes through and makes sure that, 1, you're a legitimate business, and 2, that you're up to what they want as far as a gun shop goes. And once you get the thumbs up from them, then you're waiting for the actual license to come in hand. So we have already had our approval. He's already done the inspection. We're just waiting for the mailman to bring the one magic piece of paper to us so we can actually start.
Oh. So that's not being slowed down by COVID-19, right? I mean, can't that
really
just be printed out and sent?
It really is, because the inspector, of course, is slowed down because of how mad everything is right now. Because with the sudden rushes to all the gun shops, his job has been amplified 20-fold, because he not only has to get us approved, he has to make sure everybody else is doing what they're supposed to be doing during this madness. So we definitely don't have any feelings. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we know it's going slow, but we're not blaming anybody. It's just the time right now. It's just bad timing. So we'll pay a couple extra months of rent, and then we can get going.
What's the name of your shop and what city is it in?
It's Recon Rifle Works, and we are in Orange Park, Florida.
Is that near Jacksonville, Florida?
Yeah. We're actually about 4 miles south of the Duval County line, which is where Jacksonville technically begins.
Gotcha. Okay. Will everyone listening from Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram and elsewhere, are they going to be able to buy anything online?
They will.
From your store?
We are working on the website right now, and even the items that require a gun store, they can purchase from us and we can ship to their local gun store. But we're also going to have merchandise, knives, firearms related products, parts for firearms, suppressors. I mean, we're going to be a all-encompassing shop, but we are going to have an active website. We are building it right now and adding products to it, which is it's a ton of click and paste is what it is.
Oh yeah. What is the name of the website? Is it can you share that with us now, or
Yeah,
Is it not ready yet?
it's not ready yet. Let's see, we have a Facebook and we also have a Instagram, and that's Recon Rifle Works, ReconRifleWorks. It's
Okay.
that's both our Instagram and Facebook, and the website is going to be www.reconrifleworks.com. So you'll be able to go on
Oh,
there.
that's easy. Okay.
Exactly. It's the name of the
Easy.
shop.com.
Easy.
Yep.
Okay. Are you going to have any Thin Blue Line gear there, or fireman gear, or anything like that?
Of course.
Stickers or paraphernalia?
Oh,
yeah.
Of course.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
We have an American flag Recon Rifle Works sticker with our logo on it. And one's American flag. We're also going to have a blue line flag, and we're going to have a red line flag. That way, we're taking care of all of our brothers and sisters. Oh, I gotcha. You're going to get a hat, and
awesome.
We have these. I don't want to use the extra long ice holding beverage holders. I don't want to use the name brand because I don't want anybody's panties to get in a knot. But we have those laser engraved with Recon Rifle Works. They look amazing. I'll get you a little care package.
Nice. That's so cool. Okay, so let's get into some fun stuff. Let's talk. I was thinking of some good questions that people might want to know about you. And these were just questions that I kind of want to know too. So if you had to go back and do life over again, would you choose a different profession, or would you stay with EMT and firefighter?
No, I would do everything the exact same.
Yeah?
I really would.
Wow.
I honestly feel I made a difference in people's lives. And had I not been in that position, maybe things wouldn't have worked out the way they did. So no, I wouldn't change a single thing.
True. Okay. Is there a profession that you've always just thought of doing that would be fun? Like something just maybe if you lived a different life?
Well,
or if you could come back and live another life.
Say I was younger and I flunked out of fire school and EMT and all that. I guess I'd do what everybody else did and became a cop. But other than that, I don't think that.
You think that's fun?
No. I think probably nursing. I like the medical field. So I think nursing probably would have been my other go-to. My mom, her whole life was a nurse, and she retired. She was a retired nurse. So that's, I guess, where I kind of got my medical drive from, because she'd come home and tell me stories, and that always interested me. So.
Right. Okay, so I don't know if you saw this, but a couple of weeks ago, maybe just a week ago, I was bored. COVID-19 has me quite bored. I put on Twitter a question like, if you could do any profession, what would you do? And you would not believe some of the answers. I mean, they were interesting. Things I never even thought of. I should pull it up, but it will take me forever.
Yeah, there's something that I've always wanted to do that I know that I could never do. A horse jockey.
A horse jockey.
Yeah, look at all the money they make, but unfortunately, they're like 4'11" and they don't weigh 300 pounds.
So. I know. Right. I have always wanted to be okay. So before I was a cop, nobody knows this. I don't think I've told anybody this. Before I became, this was after my military career. So before I became a deputy sheriff, I wanted to become a flight attendant, and I actually got an application, but there was a 5-year freeze. This was back in 1992. I was 22, 23-ish. And I wanted to be a flight attendant. I wanted to just travel all over, and I thought that was the coolest job ever. And there was a 5-year freeze. And after the 5-year freeze was lifted, I was already doing what I wanted to do. And
5-year freeze.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah, they were not hiring any flight attendants for 5 years. I'll never forget that, because I always think back to, how God controls everything and God has everything under control. I was thinking, wow, if I would have been a flight attendant, maybe I would have been on one of those planes that, went down in 9/11.
Yeah.
And I think of little things like that,
Yeah, everything.
So, and I wasn't.
Everything works out. You're just along for the ride. You just You hold on to the
Yeah.
reins, and that's what it is. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I have a girlfriend in
Little
high
things
school
like
that
that
was a flight
affect.
attendant, and I guarantee that if I was to sit there and talk to her and get her really deep into thought about 9/11, and she was a flight attendant during that, I guarantee that
Ugh.
she's going to have some stories about, because they all work with each other at different times. So I mean, it's a community who
Mm-hmm.
knows each other, the pilots and the flight attendants, and I mean that's
Oh
a
yeah.
tight knit community. And I can't imagine. I mean, it's hard having brothers that you don't know, brothers and sisters that go and died trying to rescue people, or people that work for the same company that was up in the tower that you worked for and they died in it. You don't have a personal connection with them, but you still feel for them. My brother firefighters and officers
Mm-hmm.
died, so a piece of me is gone because of that. But I can't imagine being the flight attendant who actually knew the person, worked with the person, could have flown with them a couple days prior, and they're just like, "Oh, I'm just going to go ahead
Right.
and shoot home to LA real quick, and I'll be with the family," and everything changes that quick. I can't imagine that.
Right.
That would
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
that would be so
I'm
hard.
obsessed with 9/11 stuff. I don't mean that in a
No,
weird negative way. I just mean I love 9/11. I watch it from morning till night every year when they have all the documentaries on. I own so many books.
can't do it.
I've been to this side. I've been to Flight 93 side. I've been paying pretty much for Flight 93 ever since it happened.
Yeah, I can't do it.
I love. I don't know. I'm just kind of obsessed with it for
I
some
can't do it.
reason.
It tears me up. It tears me up bad. I
No, that's what I mean. I mean, it's absolutely grueling and sad, but I'm for some reason I'm just obsessed with learning about it and reading about it. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I don't know.
the feeling of
I don't know
helplessness that
why.
I had sitting at the fire station watching those towers come down, and the
Oh,
feeling of helplessness was just unfreaking believable. And I mean,
yeah.
we had trauma alerts that we couldn't even fly out because when they grounded every aircraft, that included our life flights and our trauma one. So we couldn't even fly out these critical patients. So, it,
Oh, wow.
that ripple effect from that happening throughout the country, not just here, is absolutely insane. And like I said, just the feeling of helplessness, just sitting there. And
Yeah.
I remember it like it was yesterday. And it was honestly one of the slowest days ever as far as calls went, because nobody did shit. They just sat there and watched TV in horror and didn't know what to do.
Yeah, like even bad guys were like all coming together going, "Hey,
No,
we're America. We got bombed. We
that is
got
actually one of
attacked." Yeah.
probably the only caveats to the entire 9/11 tragedy is how much it drew together our country. That is one of the things that
Mhm. Mhm.
really, it was heartwarming, because at that time, you weren't this, that, or the other. You were Americans. Everybody was an American,
Mhm.
and we all felt the
Yeah.
pain. So that is
Yeah.
the one positive thing that I could actually say that happened from that. Unfortunately, it died away as time went on, but that was actually very heartwarming, and the appreciation for both law enforcement and for firefighters and EMTs, paramedics, and everything. The appreciation after that was absolutely insane. We would have people stop by the
Oh,
station
yeah.
and just be like, "Here's dinner," and we're like, "What?"
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere, it's like Christmas. But
Right.
and
Aw.
you're on scene and you're taking care of, say we go to Golden Corral with a kid that's having problems breathing. We take care of the patient. We get her loaded up into the rescue. They pull off, and there's like a line of people that want to come up and shake your hand and tell you thank you. And it's like, all I'm
Aw.
doing is what I've always done. Thank
My
you for your
job.
appreciation.
Yeah.
But it's almost like you feel bad because it's like, why are you thanking me? I didn't do anything super. And I mean, I'm sure a lot
Right.
of the nurses and the doctors and the EMTs and cops and everybody now, they feel the same way. People coming up because of the
Mhm.
COVID-19. You guys are on the front lines. Oh my
Right.
God, how can you do it? Thank you so much. It's hard to take praise when you're just doing your job. It kind of makes
Yeah,
me feel weird. At
right.
least it made me feel weird, and a lot of people I worked with, it was the same.
Yeah.
But it does make people
How in the
appreciate
world did
what
we
you
get off
do.
talking about we're digressing here. I don't know how 9/11 was not in my script here.
That's what we
Oh,
do.
we were talking about professions and flight attendants. That's what we were talking about. Okay, next question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I really hope sitting right here behind the counter that I'm at right now, taking care of customers. I am so very excited about this store, and I can't say that I put the work into it because physically I can't put the work into it. I guess I've been the old fat Gandalf in the corner directing people, but my partner is absolutely amazing. He is actually a pediatric trauma nurse as his big boy job, and this is
Mm-hmm.
our baby together. And he's a dear friend and a damn good partner. And he has basically put most of the blood and sweat into this, and I've helped to my physical abilities. But in 5 years, I want to be right here, being partnered up with my partner and helping people because I'm still helping people, and that's what's going to feel so good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be teaching.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to be teaching concealed weapons classes. I'm going to be teaching basic pistol classes. I'm going to be teaching all these people that are brand new into firearms how to properly handle them, how to use them, how the laws around them, and a lot of the people I taught years ago for free because they were family of law enforcement. They're so excited for
Mm-hmm.
me to open the shop because now their husbands are wanting to come in and buy stuff. They're wanting to come in and buy stuff. So things I did for free 6 years ago is going to be paying off finally.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good, good. Okay, let's switch gears.
Okay.
Can you tell me, and this is going to be negative, find me 2 or 3 or 4 negative things that you remember about working as an EMT or a firefighter? Negative. What's
Negatives.
negative things about it?
Well, you know, it's really difficult for me to find negatives in it. I would say, sometimes when you're there for your 24 hours and you get the call from the person at 3 o'clock in the morning that was waiting in the emergency room for 3 hours because they have a cough that they've had for 3 weeks, but now they want to go to the ER. Well, they decide to leave the emergency department and go home and basically call their quote unquote taxi to come and take them in the back door. That used to piss me off pretty bad.
Okay.
That used to really
So getting woken up in the middle of the night when you're on shift anyway.
yeah, I mean, honestly, waking up in the middle of the night's not even a big deal. But it's like, dude, we're gonna pick you up. We're gonna find out your story because we're gonna get a history, and you're gonna tell me you sat in the
Uh-huh.
ER for 3 fucking hours, and all of a sudden you left because you want to go in the back door with me. I take you and put you right back in the lobby, and you sit at the back of the line now because
Right.
you left before. And to me, it was almost disrespectful to the profession because I I don't know. It's like, oh, I'm just going to use them to get in the back door. I don't know. I guess it kind of goes into it's a negative because you feel like you're just being used for nothing. But I guess you kind of have to look at it from their point of view. If they're feeling bad enough to be going to the emergency room at 3 in the morning, they're not having a good day. And I guess they're trying to find somebody to help them. I mean, we still treated them with respect. I mean, you've got an integrity that you have to maintain. And you can't look at the person and go, really? Are you really serious? You want to say that, but you can't. So you take their vitals, you get a history on them. You find out, what's going on with them. And you just tell the people in the emergency room that this is an excellent candidate for triage, and we'll see you in 5 minutes, and they go straight back out. But that's
So that's the only negative thing you can think of?
yeah. I mean, of course, it sucks having to go out there and polish all of the diamond plate, and you have to make sure the truck's washed at every shift. But it's a blue collar job, and we're doing blue collar work,
Uh-huh.
so it doesn't suck. It's not a negative, But I mean, you have to go out there and actually do
Okay.
something instead of holding down a recliner like everybody thinks
Right.
you do.
Right. Okay, so tell me some positive things about working as an EMT and or a firefighter.
Dude, I got paid to sleep. You kidding me?
That's why all the cops hate you.
Exactly. And that's why they came in and they washed the dog crap off their boots in our kitchen sink.
Yep.
Oh, I wanted to choke that lady when she did that.
Okay, 5 positive things. Come on.
Okay.
5 in a row. Let's
Dude,
hear them.
I can come up with that. Well,
Positive things.
first off, positive. I get to drive code every time I go on a call almost. So neener. That's a positive.
Okay.
Um,
That's 1. Okay. Number 2.
you're honestly helping people. You are making a difference. You can't deny that. I'll use that as number
Okay.
2.
Okay.
Number 3, we can really make the community itself look good and do good. By that, I mean by the way we carry ourselves, by the way we treat the community, and also by the interactions we used to do with the community. I loved it. On like National Night Out, we would go out with the engines, show the kids around. Sometimes we would go to a Boy Scout camp and we'd fire up the det gun, and I'd sit there and bowl these kids over like bowling pins with a det gun. And
What's a det gun? I don't know what that is.
Det gun, it's a big fixed hose on the top of an engine that just puts out thousands of gallons of water. I mean, it could be used.
Okay.
It could be used as a weapon if you're not careful. So we would get to a point
Yeah, I
where
was
we
gonna
would pull
say.
the kids down and back it off just a little bit, and of course they're all they're having fun. So the
So community relations is number 3.
community interaction.
Okay,
There's
2 more.
there's no feeling better than saving a life. There is absolutely no feeling better in the world. When you sat there and worked on Granny for 50 minutes in the driveway and drive her to the hospital, she codes 2 more times on the way to the hospital. You get her there and you find out that she walked out a week later because of the work you did. You can't beat that feeling. So
That's awesome.
that one is awesome. And really honestly,
Number 5
is everybody looks at you like you're a hero. I mean, you're running into stuff that people are running away from. You've got flames rolling out of a building. Yeah, exactly. You've got flames running out of the building. You're running in, unless there's ammunition going off in the corner, then you run back out. But
right.
Car crashes.
Safety first.
Safety third. Car crashes. You know, you're running in and you're trying to help somebody as fast as they can. You know, and you're making that honest difference of being the hero, of saving the lives. And that was a pretty good feeling. It kind of makes you walk around with your chest puffed out.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm sure I know you have more, but that's good. 5. You run code,
honestly
helping people, community relations, saving lives, and hero. Okay, I like those. Those are good. Now, here's a tough question.
Oh boy.
Were you ever faced with any ethical dilemmas while on the job? And if so, how did you handle it?
Yes. Just like a police officer, you have these ethical dilemmas. You're going up and there's a drunk driver that just killed the dad and the mom, and there's a baby in the back that we're fighting to keep alive, and the drunk driver's tore up. You still have to go and help him. You can't devote all of your resources to just the kid. You have to try to help the drunk guy, and you can't have animosity towards him. You know, he is a patient, and in your head, back of your head, you might be like, this guy's an asshole, but he is still a patient. And it is your job to put your personal feelings aside and you treat the patient just like you would anybody else. I don't care if it's the president of the United States or if it's the jerk off that went and killed a family. You have to treat them like a patient. And sometimes it's difficult, but that's where your intellectual fortitude comes up, and you treat them properly. You have to.
So were you ever faced with that personally? Like,
Yes.
Did you come across that a lot?
We've had that. Another ethical one is here's another one. We went to a suicide, quote unquote, attempt. We get there. The guy legit planned his entire suicide out. He he went on his back porch so that way his family wouldn't have to live inside of a house that had something go on. I mean, he put a towel over his head trying to keep the mess to a minimum. He shot in a direction away from the house. I mean, he did everything he could to try to keep trauma from his family, but his life at that time with his illnesses and stuff, he felt like ending it was going to be the answer. Well, we get there, and of course he shot himself through the head, but he shot himself through the head with a 44 caliber. It was a large round. So there's brain matter, and I mean, it's obvious this man will not and cannot live from this. However, when we show up, we have to verify that the patient has expired. So we run a strip on him in order to call a code. His heart's quivering. Technically, he's got a beat. We have to work that. Mm-hmm. You can't just say this dude's never going to live. This guy, it isn't going to work. You know, I mean, you have to work it. You can't just sit there and say to heck with it. It's done. You know, and you know that God forbid, if the guy was to survive, would it be helping the family? Probably not. Would it help him? Definitely not. But there's a sign of life, and your job, you have to work on that sign of life. So
it's not your call to make. Yeah.
It is not. We're not God.
Right.
You know, so
wow.
There was quite a few instances such as those that you really have to ask yourself, you know, is this the right thing to do for the patient, for the family, for everything? And even if it doesn't seem like it's the right thing to do, it's ethically and morally the thing that you have to do. So.
Right. Okay, awesome. Good job. I'm going to have some questions for you after the break about COVID-19. We will be right back. Quick break.
All right.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it's free. And there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's anchor.fm. Are you looking for Thin Blue Line gear? It's available on our website at thinbluelineforwomen.com. That's thinblueline, women.com. Show your support for law enforcement and get your Thin Blue Line gear today. Just click on shop at thinbluelineforwomen.com. Have you ever wondered what being a part of CSI is really like? If so, here's your chance to experience it. My book, titled Through My Eyes, CSI Memoirs That Haunt the Soul, contains 11 personal accounts of the most grueling and heartbreaking crime scenes I worked during my 15 years in the Crime Scene Investigations Unit. While reading my book, you'll walk inside the crime scene tape with me. You'll catch a glimpse of what I saw, touched, smelled, and even tasted during an average workday. I'll take you on a difficult journey of memories, uncovering layers of emotional trauma left behind. So if you're considering a job in CSI, this is the book for you. Or if you're just wondering what it's like to work in CSI, again, this is the book for you. Through My Eyes is available in the ebook format and paperback on Amazon. And we're back from break. All right, Greg, the broken medic, is who we are speaking with. What standard EMT practices have changed in the past couple of months since COVID-19 came into our lives?
From what I've been seeing, it's all PPE. It's all trying to protect you because, like we said in the first interview, you can't help anybody else if you don't take care of number one. So they're gowning up, they're donning masks. Some have face shields. Um, I mean, we always use gloves whenever we have contact with people, or at least we should. But now that's definitely prevalent. But the big thing is the gowns and the masks. I've seen a lot of them wearing even goggles and face shields, and that in theory is trying to keep the spray if someone's coughing off of you.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
realistically, how much does it help? I don't know. This strain is actually pretty rough because it can survive on surfaces for quite a while. So, as long as you're properly using your PPE, I can see maybe it's making a difference. But the droplets are going to go through the little gowns onto your shirt. I don't know. I think that would scare the hell out of me if I had somebody that was actually positive. I don't know.
Yeah, me too.
I know there's a 97, 98% survival rate, but you know what? My luck that I've had in the past, my ass is part of the 3%.
I know. And that's how I'm treating it, because it scares me to death. I mean, I feel healthy. I am healthy. I'm 50, but still it's like, I don't want to chance this. I read the other day that it's 10 times as contagious as the flu.
Wow.
That's high.
That's because
to me.
it
I mean,
survives
that's
on surface for so much longer.
oh yeah,
They
yeah.
broke it
About
down to how long,
three-ish days, I guess.
and it can survive on clothing. It can survive on everything. The only
Yeah,
thing that kills
crazy.
it is, here's a theory: wash your damn hands and don't go and
Exactly.
touch everything. I mean, it's just don't touch your
Right.
face. Keep your hands clean. Something that
Right.
mommy told you since you
Yeah.
were 2 or even younger, but people seem to forget about. But yeah, that's a big thing. The PPE that everybody's been wearing. Even watching, say, live PD. You're watching the cops over in Pomona. You're watching the guys in Berkeley, everywhere, and they're donning masks. Before they go in
Right.
contact
It's weird.
with the person, they're
Yeah.
putting gloves on. So even for law enforcement, they have an even larger step to take with trying to prevent themselves from getting sick from just the average person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're not used to
Crazy.
putting just regular latex gloves on to touch somebody. We were, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they have to jump out of the car and get hands on fast. Now you've got the dilemma.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
am I going to risk getting sick because I have to tackle this guy, or hold on, let me put my
Right. Right.
mask on?
I know. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy
Yeah,
times right now. I'm telling you.
it is.
So,
It's
are you
really hard.
glad that you're not working
You
right
damn
now
straight.
with amongst all this COVID-19? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I am.
yeah, but before the break, you were very much into, I like to help people and I want to save a life and I want to be a hero. So I'm gonna ask that
I'm not.
question again. Are you glad you're not working during
Yeah,
COVID-19?
yeah. I'm glad I worked when I did. I mean, I would I would be doing the same thing. I would be gloving up every time, and I would be wearing the PPE. The big thing would be y- just like cops. I mean, you put yourself out there, and when you're on the job, you're really not afraid of hurting yourself. But this, you can take home to your family. That's the part that it
Mhm.
scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
This
Right,
doesn't
right.
just take you out. You could take it home to your family. Hell, you could carry it and not get sick, and your whole family can get sick
Mhm.
from it. And I would
Yeah,
have
it's
a
weird.
huge problem with that. So, do I do I care if I was out there right now doing that? No, not at all. But I wouldn't want to have something that contagious that can come back on me and go with my family. So, I mean, we
Yeah.
had a nurse, actually, it was a paramedic that was working at a hospital downtown Jacksonville here, who has a son in hospice. He's 5 years old, and she had to give up her job and go in quarantine for 14 days in order to try to be with her son, who is under hospice care at 5 years old.
Aw.
And the
Oh my
community had a
gosh.
huge outreach, and lucky for her, they were able to donate some money so her salary isn't going to be affected from it. But I can't imagine I mean, one enough having your son in hospice, but then having this damn COVID-19 that is preventing you from going home and being or going to the hospital
Right.
center or whatever and being able to
Yeah.
see your child. I
I
can't
know.
imagine what was going through that poor lady's mind. I can't even fathom that. And that's
And the
coming.
child's mind, like, where's my mom?
Yeah, a
Why isn't mom
5-year-old
coming to
doesn't
visit me?
understand. Yeah, 5-year-old has no
Yeah.
clue. And,
That's sad.
as a father who has lost a child, I can't imagine what she's going through mentally just having a 5-year-old in hospice. And then you've got this damn COVID-19 that's going to be affecting your work and you being able to see your child that who knows how much time he
Mhm.
has left. So, um,
Right, right.
that's kind of a double-edged question. Do I wish that I could still be working with COVID-19 out there? That is a difficult one because yes, it does feel great to help people, but it would also really, 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 really affect me if I brought something home to my family.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. The last part of the job that I did, I was a sergeant in the jail, and there's no clean air in there. It's all recycled, and everyone's breathing the same crap. That would actually make me really nervous to work in a jail. I was always sick when I worked in the jail. I always had a cold. I was always sick. Even as a sergeant, right before I retired, I had pneumonia. I mean, there's just so many germs being passed all the time. And since I have been retired, I have not had one cold and I have not been sick at all. And it's been almost 4 years. And I'm not
Wow.
joking. I'm not kidding at all. I'm not sick because
And
I'm just
that's
not
why they are
around
releasing
any
people
germs, I
in
guess.
lieu of locking them up.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, down here in the South, I'm sure, as you know, we're playing the game of is it allergies or COVID-19? Because
Oh, you have
we've got
no idea.
we've
I know what
got
you mean.
pollen that is just insane. And you're like, every time your
Yep,
throat itches, it's like, oh shit, am I dying? And it's like,
I
you take
know.
a couple
I
Benadryl, and
know.
all of a sudden you wake up and you're fine. It's like, okay, I'm good.
Okay, so I was born and raised in California, Sacramento, the capital, which is, in my opinion, pollen capital of the world.
Hmm.
And I've only been in Tennessee about 4 years, but we have pollen here too in Tennessee. And you're right. Every time I cough, I'm like, oh no. And so I try to monitor. And how many times have I coughed today? Oh, only 3. Okay, so I don't have COVID-19. and my daughter's like, Mom, will you chill out? You just go take your allergy pill. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot to take it today. Oh
Exactly.
man,
Yeah. Daily allergy
it
pills.
makes me
That's part of the
nervous.
regimen.
I know. Yes, yes. Okay. Some fun questions to end our interview.
Hmm.
Coffee or tea for you?
Tea, tea. I hate coffee.
Really? Sweet tea or just regular tea?
Honestly, I'll do both. I prefer sweet tea. My
Yeah.
tea is always going to be iced, but you
Okay.
know, sweet tea gets my diabetes all worked up, so I have to partake in the unsweet quite often.
All right. Your favorite type of food?
Ooh, I'd say pizza. I could eat that
Like,
5 days a week.
are you serious?
Oh my God,
Really?
yes. Oh yeah,
You're
I'm like
not
a
going to say like
kindergartner.
steak or lobster or something like that or Italian, just pizza?
No, I could cook the hell out of a steak,
Well,
but no pizza.
I guess pizza is Italian, so. Okay, so
Ah,
pizza. Got it.
Italian it is.
Your favorite ice cream flavor?
Mint chocolate chip.
Ugh, gross.
Oh, dude, you are broken.
Sorry.
You are more
I
broken
know.
than me.
Ah, I don't like mint. It's nasty.
A good second would be the cookies and cream.
Oh, I can't do that either. I like
What
chocolate chip
the
cookie
hell is
dough. It's my
wrong with you?
favorite.
Oh, cookie dough.
I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know. I'm weird.
cookie
Okay,
dough.
beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Yeah?
Yep,
But you
I've
live
lived
in
by the beach.
Florida with all the cool beaches.
Yeah, because the beaches suck. Um, how many mountains have been
What?
closed down?
That's true.
Yeah. All right. End of discussion.
Hey, no, they've closed state parks. Every single state park has been closed, right?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, and
And
they closed our
those were where
beaches.
all the mountains are.
And Jacksonville's getting a rash of shit nationally because they opened the beaches, which is It's stupid to
I
me.
saw that
If you're
yesterday.
gonna open them,
I saw that
open 'em.
yesterday.
Don't make people go from 9 to 11 or from 5 to 9, because what you're doing is you're funneling all these
Ooh,
damn people
I
at the
know
same
that's
time
weird.
on the beach. Who the
I
hell
didn't know they
thought of
were doing that. That's weird.
this?
I
From
don't
9
know.
from 9 in the morning until 11, and then they will legit, like, arrest your ass at 11:06, and then from 5 in the afternoon until 9. And what you're doing
Yeah,
is
that's weird.
you're funneling all these people that could potentially be sick
Yeah,
and having them walking and fishing and walking the dog and doing whatever they
at the
do
same
at the same
time.
time. Where if you left the beaches open, they could scatter in at 6, they could scatter in at midnight, whatever. But no, we got to funnel them,
Yeah, noon,
and then we're going to cry about
2.
the huge outbreak.
That's weird.
This whole thing's been led by the media
Okay.
anyway.
Well, okay, I'm gonna say something about that. I don't love the media, but ever since I've been in CSI, I don't watch the news. I try my hardest not to watch the news. It's and during this COVID-19, I look at my screen and I watch the news every single day now, and because I feel like I have to be, on top of things
And that is
because
what their
it
main
scares
goal
me.
is. That's exactly it. They are working on
Well,
people's fears,
I
and they are driving, I can't say
well,
they're driving their
I'm
agenda,
trying.
but they're feeding off of it.
I know, but I okay, I have to tend to not agree with you a little bit because the media still has to inform us. And so they're doing their job by informing us. And if they're not doing that, then where am I going to get my information from
But they're
to stay
cramming it
healthy
down your
or like
throat
how
24/7. You know how to stay healthy, wash your hands.
well, I get that. Well, I I know, but
Not
like
even
little
rocket
things
science.
like it like I don't know. I just like to learn about shut up, Greg. Don't be mean to
It's your
me.
new 9/11. Oh, I got it.
No, 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 no. I feel like I need to stay informed. I don't know. Like,
20
I
years
want to
from now, you're gonna be
know,
like,
like,
"COVID-19, I'm doing my research."
never mind. We're over it. I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm just
Don't be
kidding,
hating.
Greg. I don't. Okay. Leave us with something super positive about anything. Just let's do something positive because COVID-19 sucks. Death sucks. I don't want to talk about that anymore. Leave this interview with something positive. Anything, a quote, something in your mind. I don't know, anything. Shoot.
Be there for people. Don't turn a blind eye. If you see someone that needs help, help them. You don't have to be in a position of law enforcement or firefighter. If you see someone that needs help, help them. If you see a homeless guy, offer him a bottle of water. You know, just we're all human.
Oh,
We're all in the same thing, and that's it. We're all here. We should take care of each other. We're all just along for the ride, and being ugly to people doesn't make you a good person. It doesn't make you a bad person, but what does ruining someone's day do for you? It doesn't do anything. It feels good when you make someone's day.
oh yeah. Well, if you're a good person at heart, then it
Yeah,
feels good.
so some
If you're
people
an
could even
evil
fake it.
person.
See, I mean, just throwing a bottle of water at somebody and saying, "Here you go." Just the thank you that you can get from that, the genuine smile you get from somebody, and the thank you. I appreciate it. Um, I mean, look at on live rescue uh, up there by Sacramento, I believe it was, or San Bernardino, excuse me, the captain that was handing out belts. All these homeless guys are running around with their pants falling off because they don't have a simple belt. He hands out belts, and
Aw.
it completely made their life. It was like he handed them
Oh,
the keys to a
that's
Ferrari.
sweet.
It was absolutely amazing to watch.
Aw,
So everybody starts sending him belts. So he legitimately is slinging belts at the homeless community there because it's so
that's
much.
sweet.
So something
Yeah,
simple like a damn belt, something you and I don't even think of.
right.
I mean, I don't leave the house without one because with my not girlish figure, my pants would be at my ankles and I'd probably be in jail. But something as simple as a belt can make someone's day or make someone's life. Give them a bottle of
I know
water.
what you mean.
It just be
Yeah.
nice to people.
The other day, my daughter and I were walking out of the dollar store looking for toilet paper, and we did not find it, of course. But there was a homeless man sitting there, and And I said, Grace, hold on a second. We're gonna ask this man if he wants something to eat. And I've taught her a lot about safety, so she will not, go up there with me. She stays at the car. She knows what to do.
That's pretty
But
good.
I approached him and I said, I said, what would you like to eat? I'm going to go back inside and we're going to get you some food and something to drink. So what would you like? And he told me what he wanted. And all he wanted was a box of crackers and a soda. That's all he requested. And I said, can I get you a water too? Because you should be drinking water, then your soda. And he laughed. And then I brought it out to him. But, it made me feel good. Just,
I
it's
have
like
done the
$5. I
exact
don't
same
know,
thing.
whatever. And it just felt good to help
I have done
him.
the exact same thing. I was downtown Jacksonville one time, and there's a huge homeless population downtown. And I was at the UPS store taking care of business, and there's a Subway next door. So I went in. This guy came in, obviously homeless. I mean, the guy reeked. He was dirty, but one of the most polite men I've ever talked to. So he's behind me. I'm getting my sandwich made and getting everything. He's behind me. He's getting his sandwich made, excuse me. And I went and checked out. And I just told the person checking me out, I was like, I want to be rang up for a combo. Um, so I just want to go ahead and get that. And I want to pay for his sandwich. And the guy was like, oh, okay, cool. And so I paid for his sandwich and I gave him my drink and chips. And I just took all I wanted was a sandwich. I had a drink in the car. So I just took my sandwich out, gave him the chips and the drink, and he got his sandwich for free. Didn't cost him anything. And that $5 might have been all he made for weeks, and he's going to go in there and buy a sandwich.
Right.
With it.
Yeah.
So, it just, I had the $5 at the time. So I was like, hey, here you go. It's just the same thing.
I know. I love doing that.
I walked out with my chest puffed out, made me feel good. You know what? I made someone's day. So yeah. If people need to do that, look out for each other.
Yeah. So during this COVID-19, if you have extra toilet paper, share it with me. No, I'm kidding. I have enough. I'm just joking.
I could send you a couple.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing. Yeah, can you mail me some?
I got the fluffy stuff.
Oh gosh, Charmin.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again. I really appreciate you coming on again. You're a wonderful guest. You always have a great positive outlook on everything. And after losing 2 people in your life that are super, super, super close to you, I can't imagine what you've gone through in your life. But every time I talk to you, you're positive. You're just always in a good mood. Thank you for that. Thank you for everything. And I just appreciate you being on the show again. So thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. That was my second interview with Greg, the broken medic. He's such a sweet man who's lost so much in his life. Yet in spite of it all, he has such a good attitude and outlook on life. He really deserves happiness, and I wish him all the best with his gun store. If you missed out on my first interview with Greg, you can catch that in Season 1, Episode 6. Join me next week when I talk with an officer who's been on the job for 18 years and has responded to some difficult scenes of his own. We talk about the importance of having a support system in place and how his wife is the most important person for that role. I'll see you next week.